Hi there. We will get started in just a minute. I'm just trying to rearrange everything and make sure we are good to go. I hope you guys are having a great week, and it's Friday, which is always nice. And so I am going to get started here. We're going to make a few cards today with some of the sets that I just really like in the mini catalog. If I did one from every set tonight, we would never get out of here. So I just selected 3 to start with for this week. And just to kind of give you an introduction to different ones that are in here. And then each week we will try to use different sets to give you ideas of different projects that you can do. But this new catalog is super fun, and it has a lot of beautiful stamp sets as well as bundles. And it has great paper, and some of just the stamp sets, even that are not part of a bundle, are super cute, and we're going to use one of those today. So, if you have not received a copy of the new mini catalog, along with the celebration brochure, please leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to get with you and send one of those to you. Just to let you know, the 3 cards that we make today, if you would like a kit to make these 3 cards, then you can go and shop and use this host code by Tuesday, January 14th, and I will send you a card kit to make these with an order of $35 or more. If you spend $50 or more, then I will also include a pack of the Itty Bitty Bokeh mix, which we are going to use some of this today, but it's super cute, has lots of fun colors in it. You could use it for shaker cards as well as just embellishments on your cards, which is what we're going to use it for today. So it's really pretty, and it's pretty versatile, and you can use it for a lot of different things. In addition, if you spend $60, then you will get a free celebration item. And you can find those in here. There are all kinds of different ones. I actually, one of these, over the 5 days before the catalog started. So if you want to see any of those using a lot of these celebration items, you can go back and look at those videos. And they're like, I think it's launching the new catalog, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you should be able to find those pretty easy on my YouTube or even Facebook. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with card 1. And then I will tell you about a couple of specials and different card kits that we have available. So for the first card, we're going to use this paper. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. It's called the Wildflower Birthday Specialty Designer Series paper. And here it kind of is up close for you a little bit. But let me show you some of the really nifty things that are in here. And this is part of what we're going to use today in the card that we're going to make. So there is, in addition to all of this just gorgeous designer series paper, and you can see like the set that we're going to use this gingham, but then on the back side is this really pretty foil with flowers, and then we have birthday cakes, and on the back just some really cute stripes. There's another one in the soft seam foam with a pattern on it with flowers on the back of that. There's some leaves with a pool party background. And then in addition to that, one of the things that you have, let me see if I can do this without tearing all of this up. But there are four different sets of those papers that I just showed you. And then in addition to that, I'm going to leave this intact so that I don't have everything popping out. But you have all of these perforated die cuts that will come out. And they're just super cute to make cards, scrapbook pages, anything that you would like to put in there. It's just really pretty. And then the other page that you get with it is a page of tags. Let me pull this out, and you get 2 sheets of this as well. But it just has all of these beautiful tags, and some of them you can cut them out and then put other greetings and different messages on top, but they're just really pretty. So this is what we're going to be using today for our first card, is this paper. So with that said, let's start out by, oh, that's where those went. I was looking for these embellishments earlier and just found them. So that's always good. All right, so we are going to start out cardstock base. And this is just a regular white 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then we're going to take our pink gingham designer series paper, and we're going to glue this onto the cardstock base. And this is just 4 by 5 1/4. I may need to get me another bottle of glue. I think that one's starting to run a little low. I hope you guys have had a nice week. We live in the Dallas area, and we have actually had quite a bit of snow here this week. I think yesterday we probably had between 3 and 4 inches, which is enough to, just shut the city down. They go crazy. I didn't grow up in snow, so I know better than to try and drive in it. But we have a lot of people that didn't get that memo, and they think that they can just go crazy. So it's always interesting to see what happens with our traffic whenever it's like this. So we have a sheet of, let me get my measurements, a piece of white cardstock, and I have embossed this with the distressed tile embossing folder, and this is 3 by 4 1/4, and we are just going to pop this up on dimensionals kind of in the middle. So let me grab some dimensionals, kind of finishing off this one sheet and using the edges, and then we have more. Here we go. So we are going to put those on here. I just love the colors in this paper. They're just bright and springy, and I don't know, this is primarily for birthdays, but you could use it for any type of celebration. But I just love this paper. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are going to go to our sheet that has all of these perforated cutouts, and I'm going to grab the one that is a birthday cake, and we are going to use that on this card. So let me grab that without pulling everything apart. All right, here we go. So see, it's kind of nice because it just comes right off of that sheet, and you don't have to die cut it or anything. It's just perforated and ready for you to do that. So I am going to use some dimensionals on the back of this. Whoops, my light keeps falling. Some dimensionals on the back of this just to make sure that trying to make this to where it doesn't have as much of a glare, to where it kind of pops up a little bit. So let's grab some of those. I think I'm also going to use some of the smaller dimensionals and some of this. So let's grab a few of the large ones. Are you going? When I was younger, I was never real fond of pink, but as I've gotten older, it's kind of grown on me a little bit. As a kid, my mother loved the color pink, which is really kind of funny, but she just always really liked it. And then her mom loved the color red. And when I was a kid, I was not super fond of it. And now I love red. So it's kind of funny how your taste changes a little bit as you get older and you start to, I don't know, maybe appreciate things a little differently. So, okay. So then we're going to take this cake and kind of put it just to where it's hanging off the right side, just a little, not a lot, but just a little, because we want to keep a good portion of the left side open so that we can decorate that a little more. We also have 2 of these pumpkin pie die cut flowers, and these came from I guess I should have showed you this already, and I didn't do that. I am using the birthday celebration bundle. So we will be using the stamps primarily in this, but there are quite a few dies. These dies are great. They have a set of numbers as well as some little tassels that are super cute, a tag, and then there's these smaller banners that you can use to put on this long streamer. But this is just a really cute set, but it has flowers in here. And here's one of the flowers right here that I used to die cut these. And then I just die cut those in pumpkin pie. So we are going to use a small dimensional. And I'm okay with it showing through the hole because I'm going to cover up the hole on the front side with a dimensional, or not a dimensional, a embellishment. So I'm going to pop these up a little bit with the smaller dimensionals. And then we will go ahead and do our stamping because we don't have a lot. We just have a little. But that's the nice thing about this paper is it doesn't take a lot just to make a beautiful card. There we go. Okay. So then we just have this small sheet of white cardstock that is like 1 1/8 by 2 1/2. And we are going to stamp with Blueberry Bushel the words "Make a Wish." So we are going to just ink that up and stamp this. There we go. And then I'm going to angle the sides of this a little bit, just with my paper snips, just so I can kind of give it a little bit of a different take. So we'll do that. Then we'll do this on this side. There we go. And then I'm not going to pop this one up. I'm actually going to glue this flat just so I can kind of slide it underneath. Whoops, put this where you can see it. Slide this underneath this part of the cake. And that way it just kind of fits together. So I'm just going to use a little bit of glue on the back of that just to hold it in place. I feel like my camera, for some reason, is closer up than it normally is. I tried to flip it down a little bit, and it wasn't really cooperating. So hopefully you can see. I'm trying to check the window and make sure you can see okay. So here's what this looks like so far. So let's put some embellishments on here. And then also we're going to use our gold twisted thread. And if you do place an order, you will receive enough of the thread or ribbon that we use on each one of these cards to embellish your cards. So I'm going to tie a double stranded bow with this. So I'm just going to take 2 strands and tie it in a bow. I love this gold twisted thread. It's so easy to work with and just really pretty, and just kind of finishes off your cards, and it isn't bulky, which is kind of nice, but it just makes really pretty cards. So, all right, and then once you get that, the size that you want it, we're just going to snip off the ends. There we go. Set that off to the side, and then we will use a mini glue dot and adhere this to the bottom of the, or to where the cake stand kind of meets the cake. So just kind of angle it off to the side a little bit, and then we're going to use the iridescent faceted gems. And you will get enough of these to do this card. This is the only card that we're using these on. On the others, we will be using the Itty Bitty Bokeh mix. Those will not be included in your kit. But if your order is $50 or more, you will get a full package of those. So if you would like those, then you can do that. So we are going to just kind of decorate this. I love these gems because they kind of pick up whatever colors that are around them, and they're just really pretty. We'll put a couple of these small ones in the center of these flowers to pick up that pumpkin pie color. There we go. And then let's put one more down here on our... All right. So after all is said and done, here is card number 1. All right, so let's go ahead and let you know that if you make a comment on the bottom of this video, you will be put in a drawing to win the cards for this week. So if you would like to be included in that drawing, please feel free to comment. If you share, you will also be in the drawing, but I need for you to make a comment that you shared, because sometimes I can't see it depending on your privacy settings. So please make sure that you put that in there. All right, so the next card that we're going to do is using a different stamp set. This one is called One More Year. And oh my goodness, this is so adorable. It's got the little dog with his tongue hanging out, which is what we're going to be using today. It's got a really cute birthday cake. It's got wine and cheese. It's got the little fireworks. The sayings on it are really cute. The first one says, "At least you're not as old as you'll be next year. Aging fine like cheese and wine. Happy birthday, now back to me. Happy birthday, another wrinkle wiser. And you're how old in dog years you'd be." And see if you get this set and the birthday celebration bundle that we just showed. You can actually die cut out your years. So if it's 7 years for, each year, if someone's 20 years old, then you could put 140, which I'm sure that would just make their day. But anyway, we're going to make a card using this because I think this is super cute. All right, so we're going to start out with a Misty Moonlight cardstock base. And this is, let me give you the measurements for this. This is actually 5.5 by 6.5 and scored at 4 1/4. So, you will just, take your half a sheet of cardstock and then cut off 2 inches and score it at 4 1/4, and you're good to go. So we are going to be using with this really cute paper called Timeless Plaid. This is really nice for more masculine cards because it's a lot of ginghams, and it'd be great for fall colors too, but it's also good for Easter or anything that's kind of, it's actually with one of the Easter sets that's really pretty. But there are quite a few different cards different paper in here that can be used for a lot of different stuff. But there's masculine, there's also these colors that are more springy. So there's a lot of really pretty paper in here that you can use, and it's pretty versatile. And then on the back side, it's also got different patterns, and they're not really the plaid as much as just different patterns. So this is a really good set to get. It's called the Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper, and it comes in 6 by 6. So that's what we're going to be using for our card today. So we have a piece of Designer Series paper, and this is 2 by 5 1/4. So we're going to glue this onto this left side of our card front. So we can just put some glue on here and then glue this down. So one of the nice things, we are obviously in the period of celebration. And one of the things that is really nice about Celebration is they always offer great starter kit specials. So this year, what they are doing, let me show you the stamp set. If you join and you do the starter kit, and you can get information on this if you go to my website at inkycreationsbylinda.com. One, you can sign up for my email list, which will be nice. But number 2 is one of the pages on my website is to join my team. And by doing that, you open yourself up to just a lot of fun and a lot of wonderful friendships. But if you do the starter kit or purchase the starter kit, you pay $99 and you get 2 options. The first option is you will get your choice of 2 packs of these Stampin' Right markers. And there is a list on that page on my website that tells you which ones are your options. This one is actually a stamp set that I've had for a while from the core colors. And so this is not one of the options, but you have like the brights, the neutrals, the subtles, and it lists those on there. These retail for $35 a piece. So you're going to get 2 sets of these, and you get to pick which 2 sets. In addition to that, you get this really cool stamp set that's called Handmade Designs. And it has a lot of different pretty patterns that you can color with those markers. It also has 2 sayings. One says, "Have the best day," and the other one is, "Thank you so very much." And then there's also this stamp that says "Handmade by." And so you could put this on the back of your cards and then put your name in there. So this is a really nice stamp set to have. So option 1 is $99. You pick $125 worth of product. You get this stamp set, 2 sets of markers, and then there is a list of other things. You also get a past paper pumpkin. You get catalogs and some business supplies. You do not have to do this as a business. The majority of my team are hobbyists, which is really fun, which means we do a lot of fun things. And there's no pressure whatsoever to do it as a business. However, if you do want to do it as a business, I am happy to help you and give you some tips and some pointers to help you do that. So if you want to go to my website, that is option one. The second option is if you don't want the stamp set and the markers, the starter kit is still $99, but you get to choose an additional $30 in product. So you would get $155 for $99. So that's a really good deal and something that will go quite a bit or go a long way. So anyway, so those are some options that you have if you want to purchase a starter kit. And again, there is no obligation to ever do anything else if you do that. If you want to do more, you're always welcome to, but you can be your own best customer and you will get a minimum 20 to 25% discount through at least June of this year. It could go longer depending on how much you have in purchases, but you are guaranteed to have it for that long, which is nice. And you can also get access to new products early and all kinds of fun stuff. But if you want to see the benefits of joining, please go to my website and go on to the Join My Team page, and then you can see that. All right, so back to stamping this. We have a piece of boho blue, and this is 2 3/4 by 4. And then we also have a die cut circle that is approximately, I don't think I wrote down the dimensions. I did not. I don't know, maybe 5/8 inches in diameter. And this is cut with the stylish shapes dies. And then we have a piece of crumb cake that's going to go on the inside that's 4 by 5 1/4. So let's do the outside of this first. We're going to take this white circle. Let me grab my black ink. I forgot to get that out. We're going to take this, your Memento black ink, and we are going to stamp this cute little dog. I think this is just so adorable. And we're just going to stamp him in the middle. All right. Put that up before I stick my finger in it. And then we are going to use our blends and we're going to color him. So I'm going to use crumb cake to color the dog. And then I'm going to use petal pink to actually color his tongue, which is kind of fun. So let's see, just kind of do some shading and try not to go outside of the lines. This is a little harder to do on a video because I'm trying not to bump the camera. When I get to these little dots, I usually just try to kind of dot around it, and hopefully it will look okay. I love our blends. If you haven't used these before, they just, oh my goodness, they color so well. And what's nice is, like, if you color with them and you think, I wanted that a little bit darker, all you have to do is go back over it again and it will get darker. But they just kind of give it a little bit of a variegated look, and it looks like what a dog's coat would look like. Okay, so one thing I do want to do here is make sure I do not color his tongue brown, because bless his heart, I don't think he wants a brown tongue. He might think he ate chocolate or something. All right. I think these are just, this little dog just makes me laugh. He's just super cute. Do you guys have dogs? Do you like dogs? we always had a dog as I was growing up. Most of ours were rescues because my mom was just a sucker for dogs that were stranded, and we kind of lived out in the country, and so it was funny because every time somebody would drop off a dog, I don't know, I think it knew that we used to joke around and say that we had a sign in the front yard and said, "All dogs welcome here," because every time we had one, it would wind up at our house, it seemed like, but it was okay. We always had a good time. All right, so then I'm going to color the hat with the Misty Moonlight blends. And so I'm just going to kind of do some more dark, and then the others, the lighter color, just to kind of give it a little bit of variation. There we go. And then we'll do his tongue. And I'm using the dark petal pink for his tongue. There we go. He's just cute. So this is kind of what he looks like once he's done. And he's just super adorable. So now let's go ahead and do our stamping. I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight ink on this. And let me grab that. Here we go. And then we are going to stamp on this white strip of cardstock, which is approximately 7/8 by 4 inches. We are going to stamp Uncle Wiser. And just kind of put it in the middle. And then we're going to cut around it. And then on the inside, on the crumb cake, and I want to stamp this before I glue it down, just in case I don't like it, so I can flip it over. We're going to stamp, "At least you're not as old as you'll be next year." So I'm sure that at some point in time, even if we haven't said that to someone, I'll bet we've at least thought it. So let's just stamp this. We'll leave ourselves room to write a message below that. So then we'll put this up. Okie doke. All right, so now let's start to kind of assemble everything. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to glue this down onto the inside of our card. Let me move him over. So there we go. And then for this part, I'm going to go ahead and put this down first before I do anything else, so I can make sure that I cover up the stamping that's on the inside. So I just want to put glue on this one side. So let's do that. And then this is kind of nice because then you can make sure that it's covering up your stamping that's on the inside. All right, there we go. All right, so I am going to pop up our little puppy with some dimensionals. Grab a few of those. And we will just kind of put him in the center of our card right here. Trying to make sure you can see this. And then we're going to, what I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to angle it on this one side and then not angle it on the other. It's just kind of a different way of doing this. You can obviously trim it any way you would like, but I thought this was something a little bit different and just was kind of fun. And again, I'm going to glue this flat and then that way it kind of tucks up underneath there a little bit. So let's just put some glue kind of in the center of this. There we go. And we will just kind of put this right here. All right. Then we're going to use some linen thread. And again, if you place an order, you will get enough linen thread to do this. But I'm going to take 2 strands of the linen thread and tie a bow. I tend to like doing 2 strands. Sometimes I do 3, but it's not very often. I don't know. To me, it gives it a little more substance by using 2 strands instead of just 1. So, and then I'm going to use a glue dot to tack this or hold this down. So let's grab one of those. And then we're just going to put this right here, kind of at the corners. I guess I could have already trimmed this, and I didn't do that. Let's see. We'll do maybe about right there. That looks good. Okie doke. So then to embellish this, I'm actually going to use our new bokeh mix. So this is really pretty. This comes with the butterfly set, and that's actually what we're going to use on our next card. But it's called Itty Bitty Bokeh Mix. And if your order is $50 or more, I will include a full pack of this bokeh mix in with your order. So this is really interesting. Let me see if I can open this up without having it fly everywhere. But as you can see, the colors are just beautiful, but it's kind of iridescent. There are some that are almost like a berry burst, and then there's a lot of the different shades of blues. There's a lot of silver in this, but we're going to use some of this to go on this card because I just felt like, I don't know, the card's a little bit, to me, it's a little bit masculine, and I didn't want to have a lot of girly looking gems, so I thought we would just use some of the blue. And then I'm just going to use my liquid glue and just put a few glue dots on here and then add some of these embellishments. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of putting some in the lid just so I can pick them up a little bit easier. And then I'm just going to use my take your pick tool and kind of stick them where I want to put them. If you have like, I don't know, tweezers or something like that, you could probably use that too. I like the take your pick tool because it picks them up really easy. If you don't have one of these, I would highly recommend it. It's probably one of the best things that we sell, in my opinion. It's just super easy to use, and it's always nice to have. And it just, I don't know. One of the things I like too is because this glue dries clear, it makes it nice because you can put things like this down and you don't have to worry about the glue showing afterwards, because it'll dry clear, and then, you know, it looks like you planned it that way. All right, let's see. These are sticking to my finger now. I probably have glue on my hands. Let's see. There we go. So I'm going to grab one of these and put it up here. There we go. And then we will do one more glue dot. I'll tell you what, we'll just kind of do it right over here on the side. There we go. Whoops. All right. So this is, put these back in so I don't end up with them everywhere. This is card number 2. And I just think this is super fun. And to me, this is the kind of card that would be really fun to give to somebody who can take jokes really well. Because, you know, we all have those people in our life that we like to tease and give a hard time to. So that is card number 2. All right, so card number 3 is going to be using the Beautiful Butterflies set. I love this set. I just think it's so pretty. It also comes with a hybrid embossing folder, which is really fun. And we're going to be using the embossing part on this. I didn't use the hybrid part, but I'm not sure how well you can see this. But it has these butterflies and all of the little dots and the smaller butterflies, but it's just super pretty. There's the cover that kind of gives you a better writing folder. Well, actually, if you get the bundle, it comes with all of this. You also get these butterflies, and then you also get a lot of these smaller ones, and there is a die in here to where you can make a card that kind of folds over, and the back of it is like a rectangle, and then the top part is just the butterfly shape. So it's super cute. Just a hint, I am planning on using this set in my club next month. And so if that is something you've been contemplating on doing, it's probably a good time to do that. And I will show you a sneak peek of this month's club cards. Today is actually the deadline to register for it. And if you are interested in getting in on my club, you can do that by going to my website, and there's a page for the club. And so you can do that there. So, but let's put together this butterfly card that is just super fun. So we are going to start out again with a white cardstock base. And it's just 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. And then we have a piece of Azure Afternoon that is 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to glue this down on the front. I think this color blue is so pretty. And you know, I really don't use it super often, but when I do, I'm like, ooh, that's really pretty. I should use that more often. But it's so pretty. All right. And then here is the embossing folder that I was trying to describe, but you can tell that this embossing is just beautiful. And this piece is 5 by 3 3/4, and then I embossed it in the embossing folder. And so we are going to just glue this flat onto the blue Azure Afternoon. So we will use our liquid glue. I like to use liquid glue on this because I just find that it kind of holds a little better whenever you have all the embossing, which is kind of nice. So let's just kind of put that in the center. Here we go. All right. And then you will have 2 pieces in your kit. You will have an Azure Afternoon butterfly, and then you will have this white glimmer paper. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but this stuff just sparkles and it's so pretty. And I'm going to use glue dots on this to put this on. There is also a little white body that you will have that is the white glimmer paper also, if I can get it to stand up correctly. There we go. And I'm going to use glue dots. One of the things that I like about the glue dots is that it kind of gives it a little bit of a lift without using dimensionals. And so you still get a little bit of that dimension, but it's not super popped up. So I'm going to use some of those. Whoops. Let's take that off. And grab some glue dots and put this together. I hope you guys have had a good start to your 2025. It has been a busy week here, and of course, with the weather being from something kind of crazy, I did check with a couple of friends of mine that live out in the California area to make sure they were doing okay. It's really scary what's going on out there. We need to keep those guys in our prayers for sure. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I just love butterflies. I think that there's just a lot of neat symbolism behind them and just what they stand for, and something about that new beginning and morphing into a beautiful creature is just really pretty. All right, so we are going to adhere this to the center of your azure afternoon butterfly. Let's see if I can get this centered. There we go. All right, so I got this centered, and then we're going to take the little body, and we're also going to put glue dots on the back of him. I say him. I'm assuming it's a boy. It could be a girl. And push this up so you can see it. And I'm just going to put one glue dot kind of on the head part, and then one kind of toward the bottom. I am not sure how well you can see a lot of this. So then we'll put one down here. I'm trying to make it to where, for some reason, my lighting is just really weird today. And I don't know why, because it's not any different than normal. Let's see. Sorry, I just hit the phone. All right, let's see. And then we're going to put this about right here and try to center his little antenna. There we go. And then we're going to pop this up with some dimensionals on the back and put him over here. So you know, another thing I was thinking of too, especially with this bokeh mix, because it is kind of iridescent and it picks up the colors. So I'm actually going to place this on top of where the embossing is for the large butterfly, but you could put it however you wanted to do it. I just kind of decided to do that. But you could also, you know, do this in your purple tones, your fresh freesia, and all of that, and that would be beautiful as well. So we're going to use the stamp that says, and it comes off of the beautiful butterfly set, and it says happy birthday. It's kind of simple, and yet it'll give us what we need for a nice, pretty birthday card. There is a label die in the die set right here, and it's this one, and this will be cut out for you. I'll be honest, I did this, and then I felt like it took up so much of the card. I ended up, whenever I was designing it last night, I ended up cutting it, and so we're going to do that today. But you are welcome to, in your kit that you get, you are welcome to keep it the full length if you would like. So we're going to stamp this, and this is Azure Afternoon is what the ink is that I'm using on this. And then I'm going to take my snips and kind of cut around the happy birthday just so it's not quite so long. Because I like the width of it, I just didn't like the length. I felt like it took up too much space. So we are going to use some dimensionals and kind of pop that up. So I'm going to use the smaller ones just to make sure that it doesn't, because I'm going to put it right over here kind of in the corner. And so I want it to kind of pop up on the bottom and maybe on the side over here, but I don't want to pop it up anymore on top of that butterfly. So all right, so I'm just going to throw 2 on here for right now. I may go back and put more later, but for right now I'm just going to put 2 so that I can make sure that it's secure without covering things up. There we go. All right, and then on this one we're going to use this beautiful bokeh mix, and we're going to just put a bunch of these around on the front of the card. And this is where the take your pick tool comes in so handy. So I'm just going to put some random glue drops around and then just kind of place these down. I usually don't do more than 2 at a time just because I don't want the glue to dry before I have time to put the embellishment on there. See, like this one's sticking to my putty. Tell you what, let's try getting some new putty out. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. Put some right here. All right, and then we'll put a few more glue drops. I may end up just showing you the card that I put together last night so that you don't have to watch me do every single one of these, because it might take a few minutes. But I just think this bokeh mix is just pretty. Obviously, this would be great for shaker cards. And I can tell you that in my club next month, there will probably be a shaker card involved with this stuff. So let me show you the card that I completed last night so that you don't have to watch me put all that together. But see how pretty that is with all of the little bokeh mix embellishments all over this. It's just beautiful. It's so pretty. So while we are still on here, let me go over a couple of things with you in case you were wondering. If you are interested in joining my club, I can tell you right now, next month, I'm going to be using this beautiful butterfly set in my club. If you want to be a part of my club this month, let me show you a sneak peek of the cards that we are doing this month. And we are using the Wildflower Birthday set, or I'm sorry, the Wildflower Birthday card, paper rather, with the Cake Celebrations bundle. But these are just so much fun and so pretty. And this one is actually a fun fold and kind of goes this way, and then it opens up over here. So if you are interested in my club, you can go to my website and go to the tab that says monthly club, and you will see that. The only, or I shouldn't say only, the other kit that I have going right now is the Be My Valentine. And on this one, I use the Floral Delight paper. And then I use the Be My Valentine set that's in the annual catalog. So if you're interested in this, please join my email list and you will get emails about this. Let me show you the 3 cards that we did today. And then that way, if you would like to place an order by Tuesday, January 14th, then you can, if you use this host code, then you will get a kit to make these 3 cards. Let me see if I can put these to where you can see all 3 of them. And then if your order is $50 or more, you will get a full package of the Itty Bitty Bokeh mix. And if your order is $60, you will also get to choose a celebration item. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave those in the comments, and I will be happy to get back with you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And again, if you want to comment on this video or share it, if you do share it, please comment that you shared it. And I will be doing a drawing on Wednesday morning after the ordering special is complete. And I will send you the 3 cards that we made today. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for watching live or watching the replay. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.